time to call your lawyer.
Time to make sure that we get you some good, solid advice, some solid thinking about your legal situation. I'll tell you how to submit your question for a possible answer from Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured, coming up in just a moment. In the meantime, we'll answer somebody else's. Maybe yours. Or yours. Or yours. You in the back. You got your hand up there. Yeah, could be yours. We'll find out in just a moment. Let's turn our attention to Ask the Lawyer with Bruce L. Scheiner. And please remember, while this is legal opinion, advice, whatever being given, it is not specific to your legal situation. You must sit down in front of a professional and have a conversation to find out what your specific options are. So don't take what you're about to hear as specific legal advice for you. And please remember, the best way to protect yourself until you can sit down with a professional is to not make any comments or statements. Don't let anybody record any conversations, and certainly do not sign anything. Let's see what Bruce L. Scheiner thinks about today's legal brain teaser. Would you please help me make welcome attorney for the injured, Bruce L. Scheiner. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Todd. How's this morning treating you?
Oh, just fine. How about you?
Oh, it's a great day.
It's a busy time of the year. We all know that. And all that hustle and bustle can sometimes lead to people being negligent, less than careful, what have you. And unfortunately, another motorcycle situation has come up we wanted to ask you about this morning, if that's okay.
My pleasure.
It really bothers me that there have been so many questions about motorcycle injuries as of late. Maybe that's naive on my part. You see this kind of thing. You see the frequency of motorcycle accidents in your practice, though, don't you?
I do. A large portion of our practice is representing motorcycle riders, and I think a lot to do with it is all the people starting to come back hard in the traffic on the road.
Yeah, and unfortunately, not everybody is looking out for the motorcyclist. Instead, we're looking at, where we're supposed to make a turn to get into the mall or the theater or the beach or whatever. So I take your point very, very seriously. Well, let me get to the question and see what you think, okay?
I'm ready.
All right, it says, my daughter's best friend was riding her motorcycle on I-75 when a tractor-trailer in front of her had a tire blowout, and the debris struck her bike and caused her to wipe out. She had sustained some very serious injuries, and the police were able to identify the truck who had the blowout. She has a lot of serious medical bills, and she only had limited insurance. Can she pursue the trucker? Should she talk to a lawyer? Which is the only question I feel qualified to answer with an unqualified yes. But let me have you step in with the rest of it.
Absolutely, she needs to talk to a very experienced personal injury lawyer. And it's a very interesting question, because the first thing that needs to be done is to get them to take this tire and safe keep it so that it could be inspected by a tire expert. Because there's two questions here. Number one is, did the trucker negligently maintain the tire?
Okay.
If the trucker negligently maintained the tire that was the direct cause of the blowout, then the trucking company would be responsible for the severe injuries of the young lady motorcycle driver.
Okay.
If the trucker properly maintained the tire and the tire blew because of a defect caused by the tire manufacturer, then you would have a products liability claim against the tire manufacturer.
Okay.
And the only way you could prove this claim is to get hold of the tire and preserve it, because it's going to be a battle of the experts.
Well, even assuming the accident is only a couple of days old, isn't finding that tire or any shreds of that tire kind of like a needle in a haystack?
Yes, it is. And we recently had a case where our client came to us because they were severely injured as a result of a tire blowout, and somebody recovered part of the tire, but there was a big tread missing. We sent our investigator out to the scene of the accident, and he was fortunate enough to find the missing tread, so we were able to put it together and help the people that got hurt so badly. But that's why in cases like this, you need to get to a personal injury attorney as fast as you possibly can, because then the personal injury attorney could, we call it, send a spoliation letter to the defendant, which means preserve that vehicle or preserve that tire so that we can inspect it and proceed from there. But, if somebody just, lets it go its normal course and they don't have the tire, you don't have a case.
In all things dealing with the law and personal injury and all the conversations we've had, I've come to understand that time is of the essence and that the clock starts ticking, and you have to really keep that in mind. But it seems to me like this is an extreme example, because it wouldn't take long at all for that tire to be destroyed, lost, altered, or anything.
Well, that's 100% correct. And a lot of people, when they get severely injured, they don't want to think about a lawyer or a lawsuit or making recovery or restitution. But unfortunately, you have to, because there's so many details that you have to preserve and follow up and make sure everything's in place in order to be able to make sure you can preserve your case.
Really good information in this case, and a really good sense of direction. At least I'm feeling that. I hope this young lady or whoever wrote this message on her behalf will feel that way as well. Thank you once again, Bruce, especially when it comes to motorcycle accidents. We always feel so much more comfortable talking these things through with you. It's much appreciated.
Well, it's my pleasure, Todd. It's wonderful to be able to talk to you about these issues, and I look forward to our next discussion.
I do, too. Thanks again. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. And please remember that if you would like to have a question answered in the future, you can submit it through our website, kickscountry929.com. Look on the homepage for Bruce L. Scheiner, or just type the keyword Bruce into the keyword search box. You'll get to the same place. Submit the information. Possibly next time around, it's your question that gets answered. If you like immediate answers, don't want to wait, I don't blame you on that. Call Bruce L. Scheiner's Port Charlotte office at 941-743-7777. 743-7777. That's Bruce L. Scheiner and Associates at 941-743-7777. And tell them that Todd sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.